Brought to you by Penguin.
The Girls Who Grew Big by Leila Mottley. Read by AhDream Smith, Erin Spencer, and Khaya Fraites.
I reintroduced myself to myself, this time a mother, after which nothing was ever the same. Camille Dungy, Trophic Cascade. Simone. Nobody ever warns you about the placenta. Like you spend days seizing and stretching open to get some shoulders out your coochie, and then the baby, or babies in my case, are writhing in your arms, and you realize it's not even over. You've still gotta push out this pulsing purple heart bigger than your man's head, and my man had a big-ass head, and find a way to cut the cords. I guess if you're in the hospital, then maybe somebody hands you a fancy pair of scissors to cut them, or mentions the placenta in between the choke of contractions to get that second baby out. But I gave birth set up in the bed of my boyfriend's red pickup truck, so I wouldn't know. I'd tell you I did it that way 'cause I couldn't afford the hospital without no insurance, which was true, but really I just didn't want people looking at me funny like, "Girl, what are you doing having a baby with this gangly man who keeps telling us to call him Tooth?" I knew how it looked. I was 16, he was 22. But really, at the time, I didn't think it mattered any more than the birthmark on my ankle, and so I didn't want to have to explain to some nurse as I chewed ice that I love him. Have to say, "Them my babies. I wanted them. I want them." Even though at that point, I don't think I knew what I wanted or who I loved or how I ended up in the back of a pickup truck in Florida giving birth at 36 weeks. At least in the truck, no questions was asked. Except, why didn't nobody tell me about the placenta? I thought it would come out with the rest of that fluid, but nope. I had to do all the work while Tooth just stared at me, repulsed. The twins was still attached to the fleshy heat of my body, slippery and smaller than one of his shoes, and I'd passed them to Tooth when I felt the faint cramps begin and knew I had to push one more time, maybe twice, 'cause I'd been told there was 2 placentas up in there. But now Tooth was trying to give the babies back like they wasn't half him, holding them out to me like grocery bags with the handles torn off. "Should we go to the hospital?" Tooth asked, trying not to look between my thighs even though I saw his eyes drift there and shoot back up, his lashes fluttering in disgust. I didn't respond. Mid-push, and then one big soft placenta slipped right out, 2 cords dangling from it, and I glared up at Tooth. "You think after all that, I'm about to go to the hospital now?" No. I didn't care none about the mess or the fact we ain't known what we was doing. 'Cause all those months of torment, when I'd been stretched out like an old sock by a big foot, expelled from the only family I'd known, whispered about among the throngs of a town high on contempt, was suddenly worth something. My babies. I was exhausted, but I knew I couldn't rest yet. "We have to cut the cords." "I think I got my pocket knife," Tooth said. He reached into his back pocket and pulled out the dirtiest pocket knife you'd ever seen. Popped the blade, and it was all crusted in dried brown blood, shed fur from some long-dead animal, and Lord knows how many fishes' yellowed intestines. "Where do I cut it?" he asked. I looked at him. He stared back. "Are you fucking with me? You can't cut him with that," I said. "Why?" I gawked. "It's dirty." "So is that thing," he said.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?